Hey there, Andrea, pharmacist. Okay, this one's going to be really cool. It was about a year ago, and I was watching the Mel K show, and she had on Michael L., the science guy. And I like watching Michael. He talks a lot about the Tesla technology and all the free energy, frequency healing, all kinds of really good stuff like that. Stuff we're just now finding out about. Been around for years. And he was talking about a water experiment where somebody had studied water, and I found the pictures I'm going to show you. And they took beakers of water and taped words on the beakers. They were filled with water, all from the same water source. And then the words on the beaker were either positive, uplifting, high frequency words, or they were horrible, cursing, evil words. And then this scientist looked at the how the molecules of the water formed crystals in the high frequency blessed water, and then the water that had like evil words on the beaker, they looked like swamp water, like sludge. It was crazy. So I found the pictures, and it was from an experiment that a Dr. Emoto, he's a Japanese scientist, and he studied water for 20 years. And I think he passed away in 2014. But I wanted to show you what he discovered. He would leave the beakers overnight with the words taped on them, and they were of either really good intention words or really evil, and what it did to the water structure. He froze the samples and then looked at it under a microscope. And I'm going to show you because it was just crazy. Okay. I'll read to you. He wrote a book, The Hidden Messages in Water. And it's a Dr. Emoto, and it was a New York Times bestseller. And he demonstrates how water exposed to loving, benevolent, and compassionate human intention results in aesthetically pleasing physical molecular formulations in the water, while water exposed to, get this, fearful, the news, and discordant human intentions results in disconnected, disfigured, and unpleasant physical molecular formation. He did this through magnetic resonance analysis technology and high-speed photographs. Okay, so the first one is a beautiful crystal. It's the water molecules with the words love and gratitude. See how pretty? And then this one over here, that one says, you disgust me. So we don't want to talk like that. We don't, we're precious, but this is how important words are. So when I saw this experiment, I was like, holy cow. I literally speak love, hope, peace, and joy over my water before I drink it. And I also bless my food. I mean, I used to think, oh, that's sweet. We got to thank the Lord for our food, but it actually, I pray for all the toxins to be out and for the structures to be pretty. So I bless my food because there's water in your food. I knew this was so crucial because we are approximately 70% water, depending on how hydrated you are. So all this water could literally be changing if you are an evil person, bad intentions, or that you just speak horrible things. And I've seen it on the internet. People get filmed like the arguing, and it's just, stop. Can you imagine if everybody was just I want to show you what thank you did. Just thank you. And if everyone was just precious and kind. This one is thank you. Just that alone. And this is news. I'm kidding. It's actually evil. This one had the word evil. That's the news. This Dr. Emoto also looked at what happened with water with different music. And I remembered hearing that the frequency of music was changed at some point to something that was not conducive to health. So I did a search because I could not remember the details of that. And it was Rockefeller, once again, the same guy in 1910 that came into the medical schools. He took them all over with his billions of dollars. He was an oil guy, wanted to use petroleum, his oil, in all of our pharmaceuticals, hygiene products. I've done videos about that. It's on Wikipedia. You can look and see what he did to the medical schools. He took out all the plants and herbs. This same guy, the Rockefeller Foundation in 1953, had all the music changed from a soothing 432 frequency, it's in hertz, to a less conducive to health frequency of 440. Now, why would he do that? And when I was looking all these things up, including this water experiment, they're trying to debunk it. And I've learned from Mel K. You can go to the melkshow.com. She has a resource page. She has tracked all the money for all of those so-called, the people that do the debunking. They all come from the same. They're all paid by and owned by the same people. So I'm not going to listen. I'll listen to the guy that has a microscope, the scientist. So I want to show you what happens with music. Same thing. This is, the first one is Mozart Symphony Number 40, Mozart. Is this one. So pretty. What it would do to you inside, just listen to that. This one is heavy metal. Sorry, there's kind of a glare. And I grew up in the 80s, so they're trying to kill us. Anyway, it ain't gonna happen. But when they tried to debunk this, I'm like, we're not stupid. Everyone knows when you go to a spa, they're not playing heavy metal music. They're playing beautifully high frequency music with sounds of nature in the background. The waterfall, the raindrops, the ocean. It's very conducive. All of nature, it's all conducive to health. It's a perfect frequency. God created it that way. And then these guys come in and try to jank it up to get us all janked up inside. If we're janked up inside, we're going to be sick over time. And I could see this. This makes so much sense to me. You may not notice initially, but just think about being around a person that, I used to work with one or two people like this. Not just a couple. Most people were precious. But you just know when you're around somebody that's just kind of nasty and doesn't talk well to people and just mean, there's just a heaviness in the room. I can feel it. You just don't want to be around it. You want to be around people that bring light. Happy people, uplifting people. You can just feel it. And I think they have bad water. So we need to get our water good. And then I remember in the Bible, Jesus talking about the living water. It's like the water molecule, they're actually physically changing. You can see from these these photographs, what that's going to do to you on the inside. I want the pretty crystals. So, and the living water would be like the Holy Spirit or your higher self or whatever you want to call it, the good part of everyone where we just overcome evil and make the world a better place. So anyway, I think we can all agree to having that. And that's my spiel about the water. Just thought you'd find it fascinating. There was a part 2 to this. I'm still trying to figure it out. From what I've heard, I try to connect it to health. So I'll do a part 2 on the water at some point. But I just wanted to show you these pictures where you could visually see what happens when you speak kind words to people, which we do. But I wanted you to know that so you could like speak over your water and your food. So anyway, that's my spiel.